New habit tracking apps come out nearly every week, but they aren't this one, because this one was designed by probably the leading expert in habits, at least the most popular one of the 21st century. James Clear is an author, a blogger, and most importantly, probably a writer. He wrote Atomic Habits, which came out in 2018, but it is so wildly popular that it was the best-selling book on Amazon in 2023, last year. I'm pretty sure it was the best-selling book of any category, let alone self-help and productivity, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. This guy makes amazing content around habits and productivity and motivation. I've been hooked on his blog long before Atomic Habits came out, and his newsletter is so good. It's the only one I actually read consistently and look forward to. I never go more than a couple days past Thursday without reading it. His newsletter is so amazing because it is concise and it doesn't waste your time. Every word is so valuable. And that's kind of his tagline too, from a review he got on his email newsletter. And he also said the same thing about his book. He said that people keep asking him when he's gonna write another book, but he doesn't feel like he has something to write yet. And he doesn't want to write and put out a book just because it would sell. He has a lot of integrity and pride in what he puts out in the world, and he only wants to put out the very best. So a couple months ago, when I read in his email newsletter that he was finally coming out with an app, I was so excited. I signed up for email updates and I tried to be a beta tester, but it filled up way too fast. I think it filled up, I don't know, like hours after he put it out, and I didn't actually sign up until like the next day. So I missed that train, but the app is out now, and so I finally got to use it. I was watching daily on the countdown with his website where it said how many days left until it came out, and it's underwhelming. I wanted to like it so bad, and there's nothing terrible about it. It works pretty well, but it is $16.99 a month, which comes out to over $200 a year if you're paying monthly, or if you buy the annual subscription, it's $119.99 a year. So you need something pretty great to justify that. Now, if you have an amazing app, it could be worth it. I don't think most people have that kind of a budget for their apps, but if you're getting a lot out of it and you like buying premium apps, sure. The problem is that even if you have a lot of money for that kind of thing, I don't think it's worth it because it's pretty basic. It has a couple unique things, like when you check off the app, it like the bubble blows up. It'll only let me do it once a day, but it's like really satisfying, makes you hold for a minute, and he says that's to sort of reinforce the habit. Now, one really cool feature this app has, which is one of my favorite takeaways from his book, is that when you first set up the habit, you decide exactly what you're gonna do for the habit, when you're gonna do it, and where you're gonna do it. And I think that is amazing advice. I've been trying to apply that to all of my habits lately. So you'll write something like, I will meditate for 5 minutes when I wake up so that I can become a mindful person. So you fill in the blanks with those 3 things. I will do this thing at this time so that I can become a healthy person, a mindful person. So it's tying it into your identity. It's setting specific times that you're going to do these things, which is really, really important. But you could do that with a pen and paper or Notion. And that's just when you first set up the habit. And like, you can go back and reflect on that, but I just don't think that alone is worth $18 a month, even though that's a really cool feature. And then there's also check-ins where it will remind you to check in on the habit and see, is it working for you or does it need to be adjusted? But these are all things you could do on your own. Now, will you do them on your own? Maybe not. And if you have the money to spare and you really think you won't do those steps by yourself and you think that they are something you will do if you have the app, because that's the other thing, right? Maybe you wouldn't do it by yourself, but you wouldn't do it just because the app reminds you to either. But if you think the app will make the difference there and you have the money, it might be worth it. A lot of people are really happy with it. It has pretty good metrics. There's some little gamified milestones. Obviously, you can see your streaks, how many days you've missed, and the percent of the time that you complete the habit, how consistent you are. So these things are really cool, but there's other habit tracking apps that have all of these features. It's really simple, and I think the argument could be made that a simple habit tracking app is better, that you don't need one of the really complicated ones, and that those are just distracting. But again, the problem is this is $17 a month. And there's other very simple habit tracking apps that are a fraction of that cost. I think the only saving grace of this habit is that there is a mindset tab where he has different articles and they're categorized by productivity, self-improvement, goal setting, behavioral psychology, procrastination, willpower, motivation, and also Adams 101. So I thought, okay, maybe that's why he's charging so much. Maybe it's sort of like almost like a premium subscription to more of his content, almost like a Patreon, where yeah, it's kind of a heavy price, but if you really love his content, if you wait for it every week like I do with his email, it could be worth it. But pretty much all of these topics are also on his blog. So I just don't understand. I mean, they're organized a little more conveniently in this app, but overall, I just can't see a reason to pay this much for this app. I really feel like he missed the mark, and I think other people do too. And his reviews speak to that, but something interesting is happening here. He has built up such a loyal audience that appreciates what he puts out and recognizes that he only wants to put out quality content and respects what he puts out, that the comments are like, don't like it, but that's okay. Normally people would be really upset about a price point, I think, for an app like this. And some people are happy about the app, but a lot of people aren't. They don't think it's worth it, but they respect him so much that they're still kind of giving him positive reviews. So I'm gonna read the very top review to you. Okay, so the review is titled 5 stars, and he gave 5 stars. And it says, love the book, but this app isn't the same. For a really good habit tracking software, I would pay at most $10 as a one-time purchase. I'm not completely sure what math was used to get the number 17 per month, but subscription-based mobile apps make me sad. Me too. For the cost of less than 1 month of this app's premium, you can get everything this app offers and more by buying the book. Once you have it, it's yours forever. 10 out of 10 book, would recommend. In contrast, this app is a bit beyond my meager app budget. I'm sure it will still help lots of people, but if I were the devs, I would consider your target audience. I have a really good free time management software right now, and the extra features just aren't worth the difference. Mr. Clear, I give your app 5 stars because I know you're trying to help people. Kudos to you for that. No offense intended. Do what you may with that knowledge. I really like your 321 emails also. I resonate with that review so much, and clearly a lot of other people did too because they liked it enough to get it to be the top review. Now, I am being really negative about this app because I personally don't think it's worth it. I think there are so many other apps that can do very similar things, maybe even better. But to be fair, it still has a total average of 4.8 out of 5 stars. So most people like it. That's out of 2.8 thousand ratings. A lot of them, I think, were beta testers. Even a lot of them say that they were beta testers. And I wonder if they got a deal on it. Maybe not. So I expect that to go down a little bit over time. But either way, it is getting decent reviews. I'm so surprised though, reading those, so many people just say it like way exceeded my expectations. I love how simple it is. There are other simple habit tracking apps. It might be hard to find them, but there are other simple ones. I will make a full video, maybe ranking habit tracking apps soon, because there really are a lot of options. After my free trial runs out, I don't think I'm gonna continue renewing with the app unless it's for a video that I really wanna make, but I'm glad I tried it, and I appreciate James for trying to make an app and trying to serve people so well and successfully serving a lot of people. If you're on the fence, you might as well download it because you get a 30-day free trial. And the cool thing is I'm 90% sure you don't have to put in your card, which is so nice because I hate it when you put in your card and then you forget to cancel a subscription. Pro tip, if you have Apple, it's so easy to request a refund for apps. And even if you've had it for a while, like maybe you went a week or a month and you didn't notice that something auto-renewed because you weren't using an app, you can almost always request a refund and they'll give it to you. Don't abuse it, don't ruin it for everybody else, but it's been really nice. I've requested many refunds because I often try new apps and forget about them and ask for a refund later, and I've never had a problem with it. But I'm pretty sure with this app, Atoms, you don't have to put in your card at all, so there's really no harm in just trying it. Another really cool feature of this app is that you can set it up with an accountability buddy, which is amazing, but there is a free app that does the same thing called Habit Share. So if you're trying to save some money, check that one out. Please comment with your favorite habit tracking app and we can compare notes. And if you like this one and you disagree, let me know. See you next time.